Coraline is filled with unsettling monsters and creations. The other mother is so scary because she crafts a fine web of false security for her victims. Her creations, the other father, Spink, Forcible, and the rats, are so terrifying because they are her eyes and spies and are forced to do her bidding. And then, of course, there's the tunnel or corridor, which I believe is the most terrifying entity in the real world and otherworld. And even the other mother is afraid of it. She'll only send her rats or a part of her body, the hand, in there. But then there's another entity, one that is not bound by a door on either end of the corridor. I'm, of course, talking about the cat. The portal-hopping, nameless, mysterious, and comforting being that seems to know everything that goes on in both the real and other worlds. There's absolutely more to this cat. Cosmic horror corridor level stuff. And we're going to find it. For this video, I'm diving into the book, movie, and even graphic novel to make sure we cover all of our cat-tastic bases. Just like the cat is everywhere between worlds, they're everywhere across these mediums. I'm considering the books as primary lore sources and letting you know when the movie differs from them. I'm also pulling in info from my tunnel and rat theory videos, but I'll try to recap them as we go. Anyway, let's dive in. Out of the 3 Coraline stories, the cat is first introduced in the graphic novel. Now, I don't mean like that was released first. I mean the cat appears on the first page before the story even begins. Whereas in the book and movie, we meet the cat a bit later in the story. A cat does appear with Coraline on the first page of the novel, but it's not alone. This graphic novel order sort of sets up the cat as pretty important or always there, a feeling that the cat themselves gives when talking about their extensive knowledge of the other world. Or it could just be a cute way to start off a graphic novel, which I mean it is. However, the cat appearing solo before we even meet our heroine Coraline has the same feel as the movie, where at the very end, the cat disappears into what I assume is yet another portal behind the Pink Palace sign. They are shown independently of Coraline, whose story at the end of the movie we assume is now happily ever after. LOL, sweet summer child. Coraline's story is over, but the cat's story continues. This is pretty significant, especially when you think about how much knowledge of the other mother and the other world and the other victims they have. Like how small the world is, how it existed before the other mother found it, and how they know all about creatures like that. This fur baby has a lot of knowledge about this realm and its inhabitants. And yeah, the cat would absolutely cringe at hearing that endearing term. Sorry, buddy. The cat belongs to themselves and is a fur baby to no one, even Wybie, because of course there is no Wybie in the books. The cat resents names, saying, "Cats don't have names." Now you people have names because you don't know who you are. We know who we are, so we don't need names. That's deep, cat. It might not be, or it could be extremely deep lore. Like the cat is a cosmic entity beyond our mortal brain's comprehension. When Coraline encounters them again, the cat says, "See, it wasn't so hard to recognize me, was it? Even without names." And furthermore, calling cats is an overrated activity. Might as well call a whirlwind. Which, is this an admission of your true cosmic storm form, cat? I know, probably not, but there's more to support this cosmic or beyond nature. When Coraline first interacts with the cat in the other world, she says, "I saw a cat like you in the garden at home. You must be the other cat." The cat shook its head. "No, I'm not the other anything. I'm me." It tipped its head to one side, green eyes glinted. "You people are spread all over the place. Cats, on the other hand, keep ourselves together, if you see what I mean." Now, is this cat talking about all cats or their specific type of cat? A cosmic entity, perchance? Able to survive a corridor, pass between worlds, and into others we may not yet know about because they're extremely self-contained? Or just so all-encompassing that they are everything and everywhere all the time? That's cute and terrifying. The movie cat is very self-assured and even cocky, like they're a carefree trickster god entity. In the books, they're more reserved, but no less unnerving. And here's another thing. Only in the other world can Coraline have a conversation with the cat. She also talks to the theater dogs as well, although not in the movie. This makes me think that the rules of the other realm let her speak with every creature. Like, she can hear the rat's creepy poem song too. Well, I guess that's in both worlds. Maybe it's a dream wish superpower thing, or maybe it's a hive mind scenario. Or it's a literary and audio device to let us know that she is for sure in the other world when she talks with creatures. Regardless, the cat seems unfazed by it, even used to it. But here's the thing, in the movie and graphic novel, it seems as though the cat is talking with Coraline, like out loud, verbally, even moving its mouth in the film and with directional speech bubbles in the graphic novel. In the book, this is not the case. "Good afternoon," said the cat. Its voice sounded like the voice at the back of Coraline's head, the voice she thought words in, but a man's voice, not a girl's. So the cat's voice is not out loud? It's like an internal monologue or a conscience? The cat acting like a Jiminy Cricket is laughable somehow. But yeah, this to me means that the cat communicates telepathically. I can't say that I think the other creatures in the other world communicate this way because the book only calls out this cat's dialogue sounding like the voice in Coraline's head. The others she just seems to hear normally. The cat seems special, like it's in her mind. It's beyond the other creatures to me. I guess we cats have far superior senses to humans. Could mean mind-melting? Now, the cat's body language seems the same in both worlds. Coraline just gets to have a back and forth verbal or mental conversation with them when she's in the other world. I think she eventually understands how to communicate with the cat in the real world, and that's something the movie and graphic novel show us really well. There's the time the cat wakes her with cold beans to show her the foggy mirror with her parents in it. Coraline could imagine its voice dry as a dead fly on a windowsill in winter saying, "Well, where do you think they are?" This whole exchange is silent on the part of the cat, but Coraline is becoming versed in cat body language. And the movie cat does seem genuinely worried about Coraline going back into the other world. Also, by the end of the story, the cat tolerates belly rubs from her, which, while I think it's supposed to show trust between the two, just makes my brain scream, what kind of cat encourages belly rubs from a new acquaintance? Surely this cat is an anomaly. The cat's familiar body language and appearance is also what makes them disarming, just like the other mother herself, where at first she looks like Coraline's mother, but then as her power slips, she becomes more and more decrepit, or as in the movie, spider-like, as the story goes on. Her facade of pleasant and comforting slips. The cat's doesn't. The cat is always the cat. Thinking back to that earlier quote, "No, I'm not the other anything. I'm me." You people are spread all over the place. Cats, on the other hand, keep ourselves together, if you see what I mean. This makes me think that they always have control of their powers, much like the ancient and mighty corridor that scares the other mother so. The cat retains their appearance between worlds. Everything in the other world is twisted and has buttons for eyes, a sign that they belong to the other mother or were created by her. The cat does not have button eyes. They do not belong to the other mother. But now this could be a kind of twist on the whole witch is familiar trope, right? The beldam, a witch of sorts, has her creations, specifically rats, as her familiars, we could say. She considers the cat vermin. Most people would consider rats the vermin and cats the familiars. Maybe everything is just backwards in the other world, but there is a line the cat says that almost makes me think that they could be working for, or at least towards a similar purpose as, the other mother too. That is, there are those who have suggested that the tendency of a cat to play with its prey is a merciful one. After all, it permits the occasional funny little running snack to escape from time to time. How often does your dinner get to escape? And then the cat picks up the rat in its mouth and carries it off into the woods behind a tree. So the cat's dinner never gets to escape, it seems. Cool. We know better now, but in the story at this point, this would seem like foreshadowing Coraline's fate with the other mother. And wouldn't you know it, it's the cat who encourages Coraline to play a game with the other mother. Maybe Coraline will be a prey that actually escapes. Challenge her. There's no guarantee she'll play fair, but her kind of thing loves games and challenges. And we know that the other mother, like the cat, will never permit her prey snack to escape, even if they've won. Additionally, it feels like the cat is encouraging Coraline to play a bit into the other mother's hand. For context, book Coraline has just decided that she is uncomfortable sleeping in the other mother's house, as she should be. When she wakes up the next morning, the other mother looks more full of energy, like she sucked it all out of Coraline. Yikes. So then the cat's advice for Coraline is to get some sleep. You have a long day ahead of you, knowing it will invigorate the other mother and also make Coraline even more uncomfortable. It feels like the cat is cajoling her into this trap. But of course, there's more working against this theory than for it. The cat says that it doesn't like rats at the best of times, which sure, not getting along with your coworkers isn't unusual, but eating them sure is. Now, of course, the cat travels between and within the worlds via the portals. Exactly how many worlds and portals there are is unknown. I think there's at least one other to the Fae realm, as one of the children victims was a fairy. Maybe that's through the mushroom circle by the well. Hold on to this fairy notion for a bit later in the video. No other being can do this. Coraline has to walk through the corridor to get to the other realm, but the cat just walks, like this. It walked behind a tree, but it didn't come out the other side. Coraline went over to the tree and looked behind it. The cat was gone. She walked back towards the house. There was another polite noise from behind her. It was the cat. So essentially the cat's showing off their trick, which potentially enables them to escape danger in any given world by portaling out of it to another or around the danger within it. And of course, there is another cat that seems elusive in this same way, also from a Henry Selick film, The Nightmare Before Christmas. These two stop-motion cats do appear similar. The Nightmare Before Christmas cat especially looks like how the book Coraline cat is supposed to look, with green eyes, etc. This Nightmare stray cat kind of feels like it could be Sally's feline familiar. And in the new Nightmare Before Christmas book, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, when the main danger in that novel engulfs literally the whole world and all of the holiday towns, it's only Sally, Zero, and this stray black cat who are safe in Halloween Town. Sally is immune to the danger because of big spoiler, but the cat? Maybe they're safe because they portaled away from the threat? Is this the same cat in both stories? That'd be wild. Or is it a family group of cats that has this portal power and keeps showing up in creepy fantasy? The cat is doubtful when Coraline tells them that the other mother is trying to block the means of travel. She may try. There are ways in and out even she doesn't know about. And in the movie, the cat gives a speech that they have been coming here for a while. What, like eons? And they and the other mother have a game where the cat sneaks in and she tries to block them. This sounds like they're both playing with their food, doesn't it? But the cat comes and goes as they please. Also, by the by, the movie cat says a lot more about the other mother than they do in the books. And the movie gives her powers to close portals and build worlds that she does not appear to have in the originals to that degree. The time the cat is truly scared is when all the portals to the other realms are closed. The cat no longer has a means of escape. Their power is lost. They freak out and rely on Coraline to save them as well as herself. The cat's fur was on end and its tail was bristling like a chimney sweep's brush. "What's wrong?" asked Coraline. "They've gone," said the cat. "They aren't there anymore. The ways in and out of this place, they just went flat." The cat growls, lowers its tail, and Coraline could feel how hard its heart was beating. Oh, it was trembling like a dead leaf in a storm. But the cat stayed where it was, looking miserable and, oddly, much smaller. Interesting. With their ability to traverse gone, did they also diminish in size? Did they lose their power? When the other mother's power is weak, her creations melt. Is something similar going on with the cat? Or are they just scared? Coraline picks up the cat. The cat was heavy, but not too heavy to carry. So the cat seems smaller. This is interesting, especially when we put it next to some other incidents of shape-shifting? Coraline has entered the other flat, where she encounters the doughy other father. In the tub was a dead spider the size of a small cat. Now, yes, gross, but what does it mean? Just gnarly, oversized spider? Or perhaps, no, hang on, it could be another shape-shifting cat, or this cat. But what I want to point out here is the potential shape-shifting and scaling of things, because this isn't the only time the cat seems out of proportion. When Coraline is in the white emptiness, she thought it might be some kind of lion at first, some distance away from her, and then she knew what it was. Its fur stood straight out from its body and its eyes were wide, while its tail was down between its legs. It did not look a happy cat. Shape-shifting or literary tension? Hold the shape-shifting notion next to the fairy notion. Here too is another thing I want to talk about. There are a few other places where the cat is absolutely uncomfortable and not in their power. One is the empty space. Bad place, said the cat, if you want to call it a place, which I don't. Nothing to find here. This is just the outside, the part of the place she hasn't bothered to create, referring to the other mother. I should note that in the movie the cat is cocky as all get out during the scene. Not so in the books, where they're on edge and scared. To me, this empty space is the pre-other mother space, a space and place more ancient than she, like the corridor, which also happens to terrify the cat. At first the cat seems fine, well, competently aloof as they and Coraline stroll down it. But as they get further along in the corridor, the cat gets noticeably scared. Its fur was bristling, and its brush of a tail stuck up in the air when the candle went out as suddenly as if it had been snuffed by someone's hand. Clearly not smug and powerful anymore, like it's a sneaky lesser god or trickster trying to escape notice of more ancient and creepier things and beings, but being caught. And honestly, I'd be freaking out in the corridor too. To me, that is the single most terrifying entity in Coraline. And I think the time the cat is the most terrified is when the portals are closed. Now here's the thing. In the book, it's unclear who or what closed the portals. They've gone, said the cat. They aren't there anymore. The ways in and out of this place, they just went flat. In the movie, the cat says she closed the exits, leading us to believe it's the other mother. Because the book doesn't distinguish this, and it also hints at the corridor and the door itself being some sort of ancient entity that watches Coraline, I think that this could be one of the cat's true fears. Rightly so, right? The cat is scared in the corridor, and they're scared when whatever is in control of the ways in and out decides to trap the cat and Coraline in the other realm, leaving their only exit through the corridor itself. That corridor needs to eat too. And this fits with the cat not so much being scared of the other mother, but more likely antagonize her and play games with her. They are her equal in some sense, but both the other mother and the cat are afraid or at least respectful of this gatekeeper entity. If there were a power hierarchy, this ancient power is above both the cat and the other mother. But back to the fairy portal's potential shapeshifting and mist. You know, that eerie mist that settles around the Pink Palace. In the book, the mist that surrounds the house starts the day after Coraline follows the rats to the other door, so within like the first few pages, but before we meet the cat. Mr. Bobo warns her that the mice also do not like the mist. You know what else mice don't like? Cats. Perhaps it's possible that the cat is responsible for the mist. Now, in the graphic novel, we've officially met the cat right before the mist, before the corridor, the day Coraline finds the well. I mean, the timing on that is just pretty suspicious. Coraline also seems to think that the cat comes from the mist. After thanking them for their help with the rat, she says, "So you go off into the mist or wherever you go." To her, the cat seems tied to the mist in some way. This is different in the movie, where the mist happens a lot later, and we've got YB, who's not in the book, to break it up comedically with slugs. I love him. Now, there is a literary reason for the mist that could also be translated into visuals of the graphic novel and movie. Mist often means disorientation, confusion, dreaming near death, blurring of reality with fantasy, all of which seem to apply to Coraline's current situation, right? There's also Celtic folklore, specifically the magical cloaking mist that hides the ancient Tuatha, the people of the goddess Dana, from human sight. Supernatural powers. They have gone into hiding from mortals, hence the mist, and in their place are now the Sidhe, or fairies of sorts, who can emerge from said mist. Which of course leads me to the cat Sidhe, which is a witch that can switch from her human form to the cat form 9 times, and on that 9th transformation, she remains a cat for the rest of time. Our mysterious black cat could be a 9th transformation cat Sidhe. This is a soul-stealing fae creature from Celtic folklore, which, coupled with the portals to the real world, otherworlds, and likely fae realm, the knowledge of this other world that seems like it's been gained over many lifetimes, perhaps 9, the maybe shape-shifting and telepathy, and the mist which hides the Tuatha fae creatures, really makes sense. The soul-stealing bit and the trickster nature also seem to align with how it almost seemed that the cat had a similar goal to the other mother. Hers would be to drain her victims' life essences, the cat Sidhes would be to steal their souls. However, cat Sidhes usually have a mark of white on their chest, which our cat appears not to have. Also, as mentioned before, the book's cat's voice is stated to be male, and the movie's cat follows that. That's not to say that a cat Sidhe couldn't be fluid though, I guess. Maybe the cat is so creepy because they are so elusive and undefinable, and they are very different between the books and movie. When I started this, I fully expected to be in love with the cat even more by the end, being the obsessive cat lady that I am. However, the proof is in the pudding, well, in this case, book, graphic novel, and movie. I'm so intrigued! So just what is the cat? An interworld freeloader? An ancient cosmic portal hopper? A fae creature that gets a kick out of deadly tricks? A deceptive beldam familiar? Or just some regular mischievous cat? The fact that they are in the Coraline Cinema logo has to mean something, right? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you, friends and fiends, for overanalyzing more Coraline lore with me. Do subscribe so you won't miss the next video, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.